While it's true that many people are looking at the established stars of the NBA to go and do great things this current season, like with LeBron, Kawhi, Giannis, Lillard, Embiid, and so on, that standard is also held for the younger guard as well. Players like Luka, Morant, and of course, Zion Williamson. But the start of this season has begun, and Zion is MIA because of yet another injury. What's more, based on what we're seeing from his recovery, it doesn't look like he's on the right path to making an impactful return. Allow us to show you how Zion Williamson gains concerning amount of weight following foot surgery. Status of his injury. New Orleans Pelican forward Zion Williamson is progressing in his recovery from a fractured right foot, but his return to play is still up in the air. Pelican coach Willie Green told reporters on Monday that doctors were encouraged by the latest set of scans on Williamson's injured foot and that he is able to do 5-on-0 work but no contact yet. He's cutting. He's doing explosive work. He's running. He's getting closer and closer, Green said. It's just one of those injuries where we want to be really diligent, especially with the foot, of being careful when we put him back on the floor at full go. Green said Williamson will undergo another set of scans in 2 to 3 weeks that will determine if he can progress to 5-on-5 work, the last step before returning to action. I think he has to go through some of that to see where he is, Green said. You have to feel the real grind and bump of playing against competitors. That's the part he hasn't done yet. Williamson is set to travel with the team on its upcoming 4-game West Coast road trip. He's allowed to participate in practice if the team is going through plays or walkthroughs. We just want to continue for him to progress in the right direction without any setbacks, Green said. The Pelicans announced Williamson's injury at Media Day in September. Initially, there was some hope he would be back for the start of the regular season before it was announced he would miss more time. This is the second of Williamson's 3 seasons in which he has been unavailable for the start of the year. In his rookie season, a torn meniscus delayed his debut by 13 weeks. Without Williamson, the Pelicans have gotten off to a 1-6 start. Pelican center Jonas Valanciunas said the team is eager for Williamson's return. It's going to be a different look for our team, Valanciunas said. But he's a huge piece for us. We need him back. Then we'll see how everything is going to look. Which is the other thing we need to talk about, because his look right now isn't the best. Gained weight. Bleacher Report's Jake Fisher reported that members of the Pelicans had grown concerned with Williamson's weight, with one source telling Fisher he believed the 6'6" Williamson weighed over 300 pounds. Williamson is listed at 284 pounds. Speaking on an ESPN media call on Monday, recently retired NBA player J.J. Redick, who played 1.5 seasons with the Pelicans, said Williamson needs to get in better shape. Zion has to be in better shape, Redick said. That's not a secret, and he's got to get healthy. Williamson joined Redick's podcast in March and said he felt he could improve his conditioning, but worried about getting too light. I do think there is another gear that I can reach regarding my weight and conditioning, Williamson said. But I think it's like you said, it's finding it. Because I don't want to get to a spot where I'm like, yeah, I lost a lot of weight, but I don't feel strong. I can't do certain things that I would do before. I think it's just finding it. I do think there is another gear I can reach regarding both weight and conditioning. While it's understandable to a certain extent that you wouldn't be at peak condition during an injury, as you do need to let your body heal, that doesn't mean you just let it all hang out, if you will, and don't keep yourself in some measure of good shape. Because if you don't do that, you're asking for more issues down the line, something that many have been happy to notice. Charles Barkley. Charles Barkley is really concerned about Zion Williamson's weight. During Tuesday's episode of Inside the NBA, the TNT crew discussed new footage of Williamson rehabbing on the court prior to the Pelicans' home loss to the Knicks on Saturday. It looks like me and Shaq had a baby, Barkley said, which sparked a roar of laughter throughout the Studio J in Atlanta. As Shaquille O'Neal joked, I quit. Barkley admitted that Williamson is eating good in New Orleans. Barkley stressed that somebody has got to be a grown person down in that relationship in New Orleans and say, you got to get in shape. I'm joking and I'm serious, Barkley said, recalling a moment in his career when Moses Malone, his former 76ers teammate in the 80s, said he was fat and lazy. As a result, he started to cry a little bit, but thought of it as a turning point in his career. He's already had surgery on his legs. Now he's got a broken foot, Barkley said about Williamson's past injuries, including a torn right meniscus and a right knee injury he suffered while playing at Duke in February 2019. While it may be a little harsh what Barkley is saying, the fact of the matter is that he knows what it's like to have a bigger frame in the NBA and for it to cost him if he didn't manage it. And again, just because Zion is injured doesn't mean he has a pass to get far beyond what is healthy. The big man curse. The reason we say that is because history, in regards to NBA history, has shown us that the biggest of the men in the sport have the biggest problems if they don't take care of themselves. There was a time when it was believed that everyone had to have frames and abilities like Bill Russell and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. But as time went on, it was revealed that if the wrong kind of big man got on the court and didn't take care of himself, injuries would follow regularly. Bill Walton was a great example of that. Yes, he was a multi-time NBA champ, but he was also plagued with injuries. Zion is easily one of the best young prospects from college in recent times. But just about every major analyst for the NBA and beyond noted that he's on a time clock because of how much pressure he's putting on his body by doing things like dunks and heavy power moves. And sure enough, he's already been injured multiple times. If things don't improve, these are only going to get worse. Not just physically, but mentally. Friction on the team. On Monday, J.J. Redick said Pelicans fans have cause to be concerned about the potential direction Williamson and the Pelicans are heading. The Athletic reported in June that Williamson's family has been unhappy in New Orleans and was often upset about the coaching style of Stan Van Gundy, who the Pelicans fired after the 2019-20 season. Both Williamson and his family have reportedly been upset with how the team has handled his injuries. Williamson faced a slow ramp-up while returning from a knee injury his rookie year, during which he only played 24 games. When he returned, he faced a strict minutes restriction, even sitting out the final minutes of close games with playoff implications. Furthermore, according to The Athletic, Williamson was bothered by the Pelicans trading Redick last season. Redick blasted the Pelicans on his podcast last March because he believed he had an understanding that the team would trade him to be closer to his family in New York before trading him to Dallas. Redick said he didn't think players and agents could get honesty from the front office. Pelicans GM David Griffin faced criticism this October when he said Williamson won't be ready for the start of the regular season after previously implying otherwise. So what you have here is a star player who is injured, a team that is basically spinning its wheels, and a fan base that is getting tired of things going the way they are. It's not hard to see the situation blowing up more as the season goes on. So what do you think? What do you think of this look at Zion Williamson and how his injury is drawing a lot of eyes upon him? But not exactly for the best of reasons. Do you think that this is going to seriously affect his prospects in the current NBA season? Will he be able to get back in shape before too long? Or will he get injured because he's not in his best form? Let us know in the comments below, and we'll see you next time on the channel.